One of the greatest runs in the history of Long Island.
How you doing? I'm James P.D. Jones from Amityville.
P.D. Jones, like, people don't know how good he was. Mike James, Amityville, New York.
Mike James, to me, is the most fierce competitor that I've ever met in my life.
James for three.
Very lucky to have, seen his rise to success. He was somebody I had looked up to and seen be successful and work at everything he had to do.
Mike James is really what represents Amityville more than anybody, because again, he was such an overachiever in his life. He had the biggest chip on the shoulder. He was told that he would never be a Division II player. Mike was not established. The program wasn't established. And so for that, I really do believe that Mike James is the GOAT.
How you doing? This is Billy Kretz, class of 2000.
He brought that order to the team, like, hey, we're gonna be the best.
You see the time remaining. Gets a pick. Back to Kretz for the lead. Bullseye!
Yeah, somebody that's unsung. Billy Kretz. He was the senior for our first state championship. He was a winner.
Tristan Smith, Amityville High School guard, class of 2001.
Tristan is probably one of the happiest players that I've ever been around in my life. He just really is like an uplifting type person. And that's the way he played. He was just so great teammate, always lifting everybody up. And he's always trying to like build me up.
He got it. Like he'll get people involved. He was great attacking the basket. He had that mid-range shot, and he was a capable three-point shooter. Jason Frazier, center, Amityville High School, class of 2002.
He's the glue. Jason Frazier was number one. He went to the ABCD camp. He was the most dominant figure in the ABCD camp. He was so well respected because he just dominated every game. He was a defensive-minded person. He was a team player, dominated. So Jason just clearly put Amityville on the map.
Man, he was a rock star, a real-life rock star. A.J. Price, Amityville High School, graduate 2004, position point guard.
A quiet assassin.
A.J. Price.
That kid never was intimidated, and there was no moment that was too big for him. He made every big play. It didn't matter who he played against in the country, not in Long Island, not in Suffolk County, in the country. He would always be the best player on the court. It just amazed me that he would make plays that no one else would be able to make. When AJ was motivated to play, he was unbelievable.
Darrell Young, shooting guard, 2001 through 2005, Amityville graduate.
Unbelievable captain of the team, great shooter.
Price working on Cove. Young for three. Darrell Young, just a junior, real good defensive player.
Amityville was tough growing up. I mean, it was the beginning of the crack epidemic, so it hit our community particularly hard. But it also made our community a close-knit community.
No different than any urban community. We're considered suburbs, but you can take our community and put it in Harlem, put it in Brooklyn, put it in the toughest neighborhoods anywhere in New York, probably anywhere in America. And I think that was the unique thing about being from a suburban community that was as tough as our community was.
All right, so growing up Amityville, obviously, small town, small village, huge sports tradition.
Amityville is a real unique town. It's really broken up into two sections. You have North Amityville, which is predominantly urban, predominantly Black, Hispanic, minority demographic, and then you have South Amityville, which is predominantly white.
You know what? It's what you hear a lot about when you talk about small towns, where Everyone knows everyone. So North Amityville, where I'm from, you know what? It's the best way for everyone to understand it. It's like living on the other side of the train tracks.
It was good. It was good. It was different. Had a good balance in Amityville. You got a rough side, and then you got a side that's pretty nicer. So got the best of both worlds from that aspect. One is definitely more rougher than the other. I don't want to get messed up. I believe it's South Amityville. It's rougher than North Amityville. A little more poverty, impoverished type of neighborhood type things. So it's just rougher growing up on one side than the other.
The town's segregated, so you've seen a lot of things that went on in the town that you don't realize until you get older. But couldn't say I'm more proud to be from a better place. Opportunity to grow. There was diversity.
I guess I started playing in 5th grade.
Baby, I have pictures when the ball was bigger than my head and ball almost bigger than my body, and I'm holding it, and it was just something that was simple, easy, a basketball, and I didn't have to have much.
My first team was CYO St. Martin's, and that was my 6th grade.
There was a league in the summer called Make It Stay in School. I was big, and my mother wanted me to find something for me to do and to keep me busy, and I was 5 years old.
I first started playing basketball organized around 5 or 6 years old.
Man, so I played for UNEO, which is a youth center over in Amityville. So I started playing there in about 6th or 7th grade, organized.
Bolden Mac was some of the cool plays. Believe it or not, we had a spot called, before it got really, really bad when we first started playing, I'm gonna age myself when I say this, but it's called the Wino Park.
Bolden Mac Park, there was a park in Massapequa, and there was a park, John J. Burns, there was, Roosevelt Park. It was not just Amityville parks, but it was parks that, guys really was honing in on their crafts around in the communities.
Well, I gotta say, Bolden Mac. I mean, I was able to, when I started to have the confidence, obviously, but the ability to ride my bike up there.
Bolden Mac, so that was just our neighborhood park.
Grand Union Park, County Line. You have County Line Road.
So Bolden Mac Park, Grand Union Park, the A Center.
Definitely Bolden Mac Park. That was really where I made a lot of my stomping ground. That's where you got your name.
No, just basketball.
Football.
Played baseball. I played basketball, CYO, St. Martin's. I actually played soccer growing up, and then didn't play football until I actually got to high school, 9th grade.
Baseball was actually probably my first game. My father was a pretty good athlete, and he got into the softball circuit in Long Island and New York. And I would say up until about 5th grade, I was really more into baseball.
In junior high, I played baseball, football for 1 year. Really, I want to say it was more trying those things out. Baseball, football. It was basketball, did a little track.
None for a team, none officially. I was good, in the backyard, on the street, football, baseball, things like that. But nothing that I actually got on a team with, nothing I was that confident with.
I did. I'm a football fanatic at heart. I love basketball, but was fortunate enough to go to college to play football at Villanova University, and played professionally after that for a little while. So I was a football player. I also ran track in high school.
I didn't love basketball like my peers love basketball. It just happened to be the sport that I was very, very good at it, and it provided me with an escape. I didn't have to sell drugs. I didn't have to be tough. I could be a ball player.
I was a late bloomer.
I was pretty confident about myself, but I didn't have a whole lot of experience outside of Long Island basketball. I didn't play AAU until my junior year going to senior.
I played CYO first for 5th going into 6th grade. So 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th, 8th, 9th, and then that's when I started going into AAU, but I started playing varsity there at the same time as well.
Coach Ag, I think I met either in 8th or 9th grade. when he had just first taken over Amityville as the coach.
I had a summer league basketball game, and the first thing he said to me was, if you want to play varsity, you got to run track. And I was just like, are you serious?
Probably second or third grade going up to the Amityville basketball camp up at the high school. He tells the story. He definitely remembers me sticking out. Probably long, lanky, white kid.
I want to say it was 6th grade. I think, they every summer they have an Amityville camp.
First time I met Coach Agostino, I believe I was in 7th grade. 7th grade, I was in the middle school, Edmund W. Miles in Amityville.
Coach Ag, my first impression, 9th grade, I was actually playing for his brother, Chris Agostino. It was tryouts for JV basketball. I remember I dove for a ball. It was in front of Agostino's office. I dove for it, Jack Agostino it is. I dove for it, looked up, and he was like, that kid's gonna make the team. And I looked up and I was like, all right, cool, I think I'm good. So that was the first interaction that I had with him, diving for a ball.
Well, where do I start? I'm Jack Agostino, former head coach at Amityville High School.
We thought he was young. We thought he was really young, but cool, like a cool young coach.
He was young. I had a nickname, Silly Sophomore, that they used to call me, I guess because I was always smiling. I used to always get in trouble. I used to always be the one.
Wanted to play for Coach Ag, wanted to play Amityville basketball, that rich tradition.
It was fun. I think the main thing that Coach was very great at, Coach was great at managing talent, and getting us to play hard. I think, and which is not easy.
He was very humble, real good guy, even though he was a winner at the time. He was very humble, and that always resonated with me. It always stuck out that he was a humble man, sort of like myself.
Man, so he was the reason why I was able to get into college, but he was one of those guys that, he did what was best for the team. He separated, he always told us to check our egos at the door.
Off the court, he was really cool. He was like a down to earth because he was very similar in age to us. He wasn't that much older, so he could relate to us in a different way that coaches hadn't been able to.
It was all a learning experience for all of us. I think that, but it's the beauty is I can still hang out with him today.
Our relationship just built and built, and it just keeps getting better and better. And to this day, we play golf. He lives out in Houston, Texas. We play golf twice a year, and even those matches are very competitive.
He was a real good, very integral part of my development as a young man. And one of the things that was big with Ag was his time and effort. He was always there for us, and he extended his time. He extended us to his family. He would invite us out, barbecue. He supported us even when he didn't have to, and that's unlike most coaches.
He was always speaking about, success stories and telling us the truth, putting us in positions to literally just get back to the community, serve, and then, pave the way for guys that are under us, but also showing us what success looks like. So always being honest with us. He was passionate about the space, and he actually just cared about us. You don't really see too much of that in terms of coaches because it's about wins and losses.
Well, I could tell you back in 1987, I was 24 years old. I took over a program basically as an interim. The head coach, Fred Williams, was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. The first year was incredibly difficult. I didn't feel it so much from the players, I felt it from the community. I had a couple of friends that lived in the community, and they would say, Coach Ag, you're getting destroyed at the barbershop. You really need to do something. You really need to do something. And I just kept telling them that, let me establish myself. Let me gain the trust of the players. And I know everything will change. And I knew that was where my strength was. I wasn't a great X and O person at that time, but I was good at dealing with people. I was big on relationships. And again, 24 years old, it's a gift from God. And I can tell you from this day, some of my closest friends and allies are all from Amityville. So I knew that building relationships was the key to making everything better.
That's a great question. And I think in most cases, the answer would be yes. But I personally never seen it. And I think the reason why is his personality. He was embraced, you know what I mean? He was embraced for the most part. Again, people gonna have issues for one reason or another. But his personality, because he was just real, he was real laid back, he was real honest. People gravitated toward that.
No, you know what? I think it's it starts with peer-to-peer engagement. So you look at guys like Jason Frazier and AJ Price and the success that they had, but the people that they were, you knew that it was something that Jack Agostino did and how he embedded his culture starting at the top. So no, white man. I mean, my parents always spoke about diversity. Treat people how they want to be treated. I was never big on that. I try not to see color. Obviously, it exists out here, and it's a lot of social injustices that we deal with, even within our local community. But that was never the focus. Like I said, it was a guy that had a passion to put players in positions to be successful.
Well, the first thing that I did is I really want to focus in on academics. I knew we were very talented. The area is loaded with basketball players, but I really wanted to stress the point that academics have to go hand in hand with basketball. If that doesn't happen, you're not going to be on the team. So I think I established that. And again, the community started to really buy into that. The second part, I really tried to do whatever possible to help them out in their lives.
Well, sometimes, like we said, we would go to some of these particular parks and we found ourselves almost never losing. And in fact, we were superior to most of our peers growing up on an individual level and then also on a team level.
I remember when we went to the state championships. I'm in 10th grade, mind you. And we went to the state championships and we had t-shirts that said, "We're on a mission," Amityville basketball.
We did play a couple tournaments together growing up, through St. Martin's, a couple local Amityville tournaments, things like that, Amityville teams.
We came in like we the guys, like even from 9th grade, we came in like we the guys, not on the cocky type, but we just see the talent, and it's like we can go ahead and get this thing now.
In '99, with Jason Frazier, that's when it really propelled. Timmy Lamont was a senior captain, backup point guard who really sacrificed himself. He should have been a starter, would have started any team in Suffolk County. He took a backseat to Tristan Smith and let Tristan Smith start. And we started Jason Frazier, who was sophomore point guard and a freshman center. We lose to Courtney Pritchard in Southampton on a very, very controversial call. So I always tell everybody, Jason Frazier's freshman year, we probably were the best team in the state that year.
We already won a state championship our sophomore year, but a junior year, only because you gotta remember this, Amityville's been good for a long time. By the time we got there, we won pushing maybe 10 Long Island championships. Like you get what I'm saying? We just didn't win the state yet, but we've been pretty close. Again, you see the talent of the guys that's there.
Man, day one. Hey, we're gonna be the best, and we're gonna be some dogs out there. We're gonna have fun. The support system we have, I say we had 3 starting lineups, to be honest. I was just fortunate because I don't know what he's seen in me.
So we come into the 2000 season very, very motivated. I had the whole team back. We knew that we were going to play with a chip on our shoulder. It was led by our senior captain, Billy Kretz, who played amazing his whole career and really came out and dominated his senior year. And we also had Tristan Smith, Jason Frazier, really the 3 core players of the team. And then, had perfect role models and role players around them. Reggie Shaw, he was our point guard, and you had Eugene Nottingham. Also, there's just so many players, I can go on and on, that really contributed to our team. But the core 3 was Billy Kretz, Jason Frazier, and Tristan Smith.
So then junior year and Tristan senior year, we saw those guys, and we saw how big the basketball world was, and we was ready to punch them in the mouth and take over. That excitement of being there, just that the camaraderie that you built with your teammates, and you feel like you're building something. It's like the realization. Junior year, my junior year, we're back again, but our sophomore year particularly, we were there just taking everything in, but we were a team on a mission.
We really felt like we had a great opportunity to win the state title my sophomore year, and we didn't get it done. And we let the seniors at that time down. So going into my junior year, we really felt that we had an opportunity to go upstate and win it.
one thing we have great players and great kids. They're good on and off the court.
I think it was a clash of not just, Suffolk County Titans, so to speak, but it was New York. It was a New York thing. Like, right from the same county, you have two of the top teams. So going into that game, man, we know it's gonna be tough. They got size, they got skill, and they got a lot of grit. And if I'm not mistaken, I think they were favored in that game. They was favored in that game. They was Titans for sure for that year. But we wasn't shook, not even a little bit.
1969, the last time Long was in the county championship game, coaching as McClurkin. Back the other way, Smith dishing off, and Billy Kretz scores the first 2 points of the ball game. Nice pass by Tristan Smith. And we'll get to you in just a moment as Shore drives and lays it up and in.
But the key to Longwood will be if they can match.
More quickly they come. Samuels on the drive, and he got fouled by Tristan Smith.
Yep, and he and Samuels, and they will play big on defense, Barry. They do a super job.
On the rush, Eugene Nottingham, the all-county running back, count the basket, and he was fouled. Trev, open jumper, McClurkin.
Well, I think Longwood's got to go inside more. They're content.
Alonzo on the drive, in the bucket. Reggie Shore losing it. Frazier recovers, spun it in. Basket for the 6'8 sophomore. Kretz underneath, and this time Smith, dish off, Watlington. And he's also an excellent post defender. Turning, nice pass to McClurkin. All right, Richie, back to the action here. On the drive, Hill. And Watlington comes up with a rebound. Nottingham, count the basket. It's here. Pulling up. Samuels to McClurkin. Well, he's got to beat it, his crew. Tristan Smith missing, follows his miss.
Oh, Longwood gets a rebound. How Amityville jams the rebounder so they can't get their running game going.
And hitting the shot from outside. Or open Watlington. Bullseye! Well, that will not make Coach Terry happy. Neither will this. Kretz finally finishing on the layup. 4, and Amityville leads by 3. They have had a history of winning. Count the basket. Smith with a no-look pass, and Billy Kretz finishes.
The slasher, Billy Kretz.
Hill got it to McClurkin.
For the program here in Long Island, because he has run the AAU program.
At the half, led trail by a point at the half, and now to the hole. Hill trying to get it into McClurkin. Hill with the alert.
The coach, you always look on that scoreboard to see where you're
look at Billy Kretz as the competitor. This team, Longwood, has had some tough games as well. Fouls on the other side. Nottingham on the drive. Kretz the follow. 8 in the third. 2 more. Smith. Nottingham. And the tip up in. Sachi, the putback, can't finish. McClurkin will. Punch the ball against Kretz in the lane, in the basket. McClurkin for the tie. Got it. Oh, it's a 1-point game. Gilliard to the hole. Longwood by 1.
Well, the pressure's on the ball by both teams defensively.
Kretz hitting the jumper, the emotional Billy Kretz. Alonzo. And Longwood regains the lead.
It's almost like watching a...
Nottingham. Henry for 3. Bullseye! Samuels. It's on Frazier.
Ball. There was contact there.
Kretz. Cross court. Smith, 19 seconds. They lead by 1. 2-shot foul. Double bonus. Tristan Smith buries it. Tristan Smith to give his club a 3-point lead, and he does. Yard. 11 seconds to go. Hill. Off in the corner. The shot is up, off the glass and in! Longwood has tied the score. 2 seconds. Eddie Member. McClurkin jumping. Frazier's out of the game. Longwood has Smith driving, pulling up with a lefty jumper. To Smith, to Kretz. Nice pass to Henry. McClurkin fouls him.
Shoots 83%.
there. Osachi for the tie. McClurkin will knock the game up at 65. You see the time remaining. Gets a pick. Back to Kretz for the lead. Bullseye! Billy Kretz with 19-17 here in the second half. McClurkin. Foul! Count the basket, and Will go to the line.
Free throws going to be number 5.
Chance to tie it here. Spun out.
You give him one pass, but then after that, you've got to stop the game.
Amityville.
Now you got
Smith.
to foul. You got to stop the clock.
Perhaps. Smith puts his glove up. 16.3 seconds to go. Amityville by 2, and now by 3. Down to 4 seconds. Counts if it goes. No good, and it is over. The 3rd county championship in the last 9 years.
I'll say this. First and foremost, Glen Falls opened us up with welcome arms. The people in the town were amazing. The Civic Center was great. It was our first exposure to that atmosphere with people rooting for us.
Billy Kretz, the senior. Billy Kretz, cleaning up on the glass. He's cleaning up on the glass, yes. Bucket. Nice turnaround, off the glass, Jason Frazier. Another nice lay by Billy Kretz. Reggie Shaw lining one up, 3 ball. Back and forth game. Another floater for Tristan Smith. Eugene Nottingham, 3 ball. Lining up the 3 ball, Cash, Roosevelt. We got a big time matchup. St. Mary's, very well coached team. Matt Preston with the layup. Pull up, Joel Suarez, tough. Pull up, Tristan Smith, mid-range, bueno. Tristan Smith with the lean-in three-pointer. Both teams scrapping. Nice. 3-ball. Line it up. It's going to be Jason Frazier, strong two-hand finish. Tough loss for Amityville Warriors. What a way to end the season.
It was a fight. It was a fight for supremacy. I'm here at my varsity, and Tristan was like, "You want the ball? You got to get in the block, man. You got to get down there. You got to bang." So that helped me a lot, you know. And it was like proving myself. It was like, "Oh yeah." I remember he was like, "You don't got any moves," and you know, and that just pushed me to work on my game. And I remember my junior and senior year, we worked out every day together after practice. We're like this.
Tri-State boys basketball teams through the years read like a basketball who's who. Tim Thomas, Lamar Odom, Elton Brand, Ron Artest, and Duke star Jason Williams. Will the guys that make up this year's team go on and have success like that at the next level? We don't know for sure, but we do know they have a great head start.
Hi, my name is Tristan Smith, 6'1" point guard of Amityville, Long Island.
Tristan, without question, is one of the best athletes in the Tri-State, and by season's end, he was one of the best basketball players. At the start of the season, Amityville's all-time leading scorer, assist man, and leader in steals was a mid-major recruit. Now many of the big boys want him. The two-year captain, who averaged 23 points and 7 assists per game, led the Warriors this year to their first ever Federation title. His average of 5 steals per game made the B-plus student one of the most complete players around.
I try to so-called bait the guy into doing what I want him to do. You know, try to get in his head and see what looks to be open, but then again, it's not there. And I just use my quickness and my God-given talent to get that ball.
So is defense the favorite part of your game?
Winning is the favorite part of my game. Whatever needs to be done at any time, that's what I'm there for. But I do enjoy defense.
Hi, I'm Jason Frazier, 6'9" center from Amityville out on Long Island.
When people talk about Jason Frazier, they mention how good the junior will be next year. Well, folks, the big fella has already arrived. The B student has grown 5 inches in 3 years. His game, even more. 9 triple-doubles this year, averaging 21 points, 15 rebounds, and 8 blocks per game. You name a major college program, and they all want the talented big man who can distribute like a guard.
Yeah, that's the one thing I wanted to add to my game, because I've been working on a lot over the years. And, you know, it's easy when you have Tristan Smith and Eugene Nottingham, Roderick Henry on your team, especially with the outlet passes, because you have so much trust between your teammates. If there's no trust, you know, you can't build anything up. You know, that's where it all starts from, is the trust between the team.
Jamie, a big day for a high school basketball star.
That's right, guys. This is a story you'll see first here on News 12 Long Island. He scored all his life. And today, Amityville High School's Tristan Smith did it again. This past season, Smith led the Warriors to their 2nd consecutive New York State championship. Smith has been highly recruited by colleges including Texas A&M, Pittsburgh, and Illinois. Today, he announced his decision.
I'd like to thank my parents. I'd like to thank the student body, my coach Agostino, my principal, my teammates, and my fellow student body. But next year, I will be attending St. John's University on a full scholarship.
There's not too many people that get that opportunity to play at such a major university. I know Coach Jarvis and the staff there are really, really happy to have Tristan, and you know, it's really an exciting time for everybody.
It speaks for itself. The tradition, you know, playing under Mike Jarvis, playing in the Garden, you know, most of your games, and being close to home, being an atmosphere that I'm comfortable with. You know, I think it's a perfect fit for me.
This is a big matchup. Southampton with 3-ball right off top. Southampton with the turnaround. Amityville looking a bit sluggish early on. This is a payback game for Amityville. Eugene Nottingham. Trevor McIntosh looking at it. He's excited. And one. Trevor McIntosh, and he's charged up. Oh, nice pass. Jason Frazier. The route is on. We didn't forget that. Oh, nice give and go. Tristan Smith, Jason Frazier combination. Big time win over a big time opponent.
Gotta come out fast and weather the storm. That's what Jericho's got to do. Justin McKinnon with the ball. Here's a turnover, giving it up to the hole. But Tristan Smith, defense will come up with another turnover. And again, he's got Smith. They'll take this one.
Eugene Nottingham.
Walter back to turn. Here come the Warriors ahead to Tristan. To have a shot at the rim. Smith to the left and he'll fully get one. Good job to the floor. Getting in there from the rear. Lots of shot. Strong drive. Oh, got out of him. And the pack does drive to the bucket and get it to go.
Alley-oop, Roderick Henry, Jason Frazier with the strong finish. Max Rose looking at it, 3-ball cash money.
What a great outlet pass. This is a free throw. 17 points to differential basis. Smith took it away from him. Tristan Smith to the hole once again. Nobody back. Tristan. He's not one else. Easy the way it is, Jericho. But in the ball over his head.
Pull up and one off the glass, Eugene Nottingham. The route is on, Jason Frazier. Everybody's getting involved. Turnaround, Eugene Nottingham.
Nice take by Frazier. Look at him on the high post right now. He's going to turn around jump shot. Oh, I think they're on the tip.
Jason Frazier with the strong dunk. Ooh, nice finish, Eugene Nottingham.
The Warriors, they defend, they repeat. Jason Frazier raises his arm and salutes the crowd. The 2001 Long Island Championship.
Jason Frazier, send it home.
As the big dog, Amityville, the Warriors move on. They lead where others follow in 2001.
I would say my senior year, Bishop Timon, they were smoking us.
Halftime speech.
And this was the only time he ever screamed at us. He came in.
Had a clipboard, he saved it. He's like, we're not playing hard. He slammed the clipboard. He just like threw it. And the clipboard basically explodes.
And he let us have it. I mean, all the words. And then just left. And he knew that we were going to react to that. And we stormed back and we clawed our way back and we ended up winning in double overtime.
Pass, dump down. Jason Frazier.
So at the end of regulation, we was down by 2. Down by 2. Crowd on their feet, like, bro, this is about to be the upset. I got the ball, broke dude down. So I pull up, I see Max Rose cutting to the basket. I dump it to him. He makes the layup. Time expires. Tie game, we go into first overtime. We hugging each other. Now we like, we got this now. That was a proud moment for us because again, that was my senior year, and we wanted that federation because it meant a lot to the school. It meant a lot to Agostino, and then to continue for the people that came behind us, and then also being affiliated with those moments as not just a team, but as a neighborhood.
December that sophomore year, we went to a tournament called Slam Dunk to the Beach, and we went down there and we played a junior by the name of LeBron James, and you know that was really the coming out party for me per se, and us, I think nationally as well.
He was amazing. He was really, really a talented player.
To LeBron for a jam!
He was just like, the way he looks now in the NBA, like physically stronger, that's how he looked like he was in high school, just physically stronger than everybody. And he had great pieces around him. Those were his childhood friends. And, you know, I heard of him, but a lot of my players never really heard about him at that point. And like, once I remember the pregame speech, I'll never forget the pregame, like, these guys are from Ohio. Who's good in Ohio? I never knew any good basketball players from Ohio.
We played the winner of the St. Vincent, St. Mary's, and St. Benedict's. And we watched LeBron play, and it was like a movie, man. He dominated all types of spectacular dunks. The gym was going crazy. And we knew that we were going to have our work cut out for us the next day when we played him. So when we got to the gym, that's when we really realized it was us against the world.
So that they were really motivated, and they were ranked third in the nation at that time. So we were unranked. Nobody even knew about us. LeBron's team was, you know, they had good pieces, but it was a first-year coach, so I knew I had a little advantage in that part. So we had a mental advantage over LeBron James's team at that time because it was a brand new coach.
So, again, remember the year before, junior year, my junior year, and Tristan's senior year, we felt like we can do something special. You know, we took basketball to a whole nother level because AAU exposed us to the world out there, and we wanted to stake our claim. Because to this day, no matter what you do from Long Island, you got to prove it each and every day, each and every year, because New York City look at us as just a bunch of farm boys, right? So it was like, no, you're going to respect us. And we wanted to take it outside the state, and we were thinking on a national level. So that year, my senior year, my confidence went up to a whole nother level because of AAU. And we're playing, I know it's my team. We got a little young AJ Price, sophomore. We played against Bishop Lachlan, and we wanted to beat Lachlan first because, again, this is the Long Island team staking its claim. We beat Bishop Lachlan, and St. Vincent St. Mary played St. Benedict's, and they had a guy named Artie Bowers at the time who played for the 10 Thomas Players. They beat them pretty handily. and St. Mary's did, obviously. And now the two winning teams are playing against each other. But after we won, there were fans lined up in the whole entire gym. And I'll never forget this. They say, excuse me, tap me. And they go, hey, you just beat Bishop Lockton. And I'm like, yeah. Like, excited. And he goes like this, you're playing St. Vincent St. Mary tomorrow, right? And I said, yeah. And he goes, I told you, this is the team LeBron and them going to blow out. And he's pointing in my face. This is the team that they're going to kill. I told you, that's them. That is the team they're going to destroy. One by one by one by one. And they're laughing in our face. And I was like, again, we already played the chip on show. Okay, it's okay. So I get down to the end, it was this Jamaican dude. He said, look, I seen you guys and I seen you play AAU. They don't know who you are. You're going to get it done.
And number 23, 6'7" junior, LeBron James.
The rest of the gym was there to see LeBron James, and they wanted to see him win. See him put on a show just like he did the night before.
So the game unravels, and it's the opening play for the game. And I can't remember who it was, Age or another guard. I think it was John Burvine or someone, but we're nervous because the guys are younger. This is a huge stage. I'm used to it. Trevor's used to it, McIntosh and Max Rose and Richard Payton, because, we just been through the grind. We got a lot of young guys who's just this all they know. They went from JV to national scale, right? And they turn the ball over. We turn the ball over, and LeBron catches it at half court, takes one dribble, does his signature pop-up, drags it. The whole crowd goes crazy. They say, it's over already. It's over. Next play, I said, guys, relax. Don't be nervous. Pass the ball up. They speed dribble the ball, but just jack up a shot. Hits the front of the rim, hits off the backboard. I catch it, slap my back, and throw it down. I land off to the side of the ball. I'm like, come on, son. We're going back and forth, back and forth. Game of runs. 7-point run here, 9-point run there, 7-point run there, 12-point run there. Each quarter is tied in dramatic fashion, like fadeaway threes. I hit 2 fadeaway threes that game. Fadeaway threes, LeBron shooting from 25, 26 feet, it was great. Steals, layups. So we're in the fourth quarter, and we get to the point where, 2 things happen. Let me go before I get to that. So during the game, I never talk trash. I never started off. But when you start it, I'm going to finish it. And like a true New Yorker, we ain't going to stop. We're not going to stop. We're going to finish this. So LeBron didn't talk trash, but when he did that signature dunk from the start and got a still here, a 3, when you start going back, and I was like, oh, we want to showboat. And rightfully so. That's how we do as players. I said, okay. So then now I'm in the game, and I literally I forgot his name. Remember the light-skinned boy I think he went to Akron. He's a Division I player, their center. I got him right here on my back, and I'll never forget. I have the ball, and I'm yelling at LeBron. I'm dribbling as if he doesn't exist behind me. And I'm looking at LeBron. I was like, come get some of this. Come get some of this. That's right. He scared everybody, and I'm off this man dunking it. And I'm like, you don't want that. And I'm talking very disrespectful. So we finally get to the fourth quarter, and this is the reason why I'm saying this is my LeBron story. The shot taken, I go for the rebound. It's a loose ball. LeBron beats me to it. He scoops it, and I'm talking about he's 5 feet behind the 3-point line. He's about to scoop it and then drive past me and go lay it up or dunk it. So he grabbed it, was about to pass me, looked up, saw it was me. Now, mind you how I was talking to him all game. So he backs up. It's like, he backs up. I'm like, all right, so what? And I run out there, past the three-point line. I'm like, yeah, pulling out my shorts. Then it dawned upon me, I'm no dummy. You know, I don't let pride get in the way. Like that, you know, I got pride in myself, but I don't let that foolish pride get in the way. So it dawned upon me, and I was like, Jay, I'll never forget, it was like yesterday. I literally started speaking to him. I was like, Jason, what are you doing? This dude's about to freaking cross the crap out of you. So, mind you, game is on the line each play, and we're winding down. And I started looking, I said, help! No shame. No, Rich, no shame at all. Help! Like, where's my help from my left or right? I'm on an island, Rich. I'm on an island. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So I ran out on him. He crossed me so fast that it was almost like playing 2K with a lag. He crossed, and by the time he was over halfway on me, that's when I swiped. Like, that's how what it looked like. It looked like he just glitched like that. Like, he just did that, and then he was gone. He was so dang fast, right? He scored. And I was like, dang, that's different. That's different. Where I can't even process it. So shortly after that, we finally built a lead. It was a 2-possession game. So it was a 4-point ball game. And no. It was a 3-point ball game. And I remember saying to myself, okay, just make sure he doesn't take a 3. Because we could make sure that they score 2. Leave the lane open, they're gonna have to foul. And the score is winding down. It's less than 20 seconds when he first got the ball, that kind of thing's coming down. This guy hits a fadeaway and 1-3 from the hash mark. The whole LeBron's not a close and everything. He's been doing it from high school. He's been closing from high school. Oh, by the way, I'm in case anyone is wondering the debate, I am Team LeBron. The whole LeBron Jordan debate, I'm Team LeBron, but that's neither here nor there right now. But this guy hits a fadeaway and 1 from like the hash mark, right? So they go up 1. I quickly took the ball out the net, hit AJ at half court. LeBron chased him down and fouled. So AJ has to shoot 2 free throws. Now here's the thing: before that, he missed 2 free throws in a row. Less than a minute before that. I walked up to him, I'll never forget it. Kissed him on the forehead, and it was like real love. Like, he was like my little brother. I kiss my little brothers right now on top of the head, whatever, and I hugged him. And I said, look, we had this faith talk, Bible study the night before with the whole team. And I told him, I said, you know what, you got this. And I believe you in it anyway. Have faith, that kind of thing. You got this. And he sunk both free throws.
It meant everything. It meant everything. I still don't think to this day I've been able to tell him how much that meant to me.
And then we end up winning. And LeBron comes by like 6 inches across half court, and I could have sworn that shot was going to go in, and it came out at that point. And we won the game. That was one heck of a game. And his name was Casey Jacobson. He was the director, the founder of that Slam Dunk to the Beach. Said it was the greatest game in history. And Slam Dunk to the Beach had everyone every year.
It wasn't until we beat LeBron James that people realized, whoa, this small little town in Long Island's got some talent. I played with a man by the name of Jason Frazier. And I knew all I had to do was really come in and mesh with him. That was my biggest thing. I had to mesh with him and make sure he knew that I was for him and he could count on me in every game. So that was my personal thing going into the season, just to show him that I can compete at this level.
The running Warriors, of course, led by the All-American, Villanova-bound Jason Frazier. It's a team full of Division I players. Trevor McIntosh, he can play the big man role too. But with Amityville, it all starts with the swing players. First, it's A.J. Price. The super sophomore can flat out beat you. Then, it's guys like Richie Payton. The junior shoots nearly 60%. Richie Payton can fill it up. And the running show,
is Max Rose. He leads it all. Max Rose will get the greatest show on Long Island in motion. Those Warriors of Amityville, here's their starting lineups. Their head coach in his 15th year, Jack Agostino.
Selection, and more important than anything, Jimmy, I think they got to rebound the basket.
Peyton off the mark, quick rebound put back by Chris Morrow. Pays, they have come in numbers here. Down low for Peyton off the glass. Good catch to Amityville. Back to Jimmy. Thank you very
Trevor
much.
McIntosh.
They go the Warriors, started it with a steal.
Oh, they're outstanding defense.
And you know what they're looking to do with it. They're looking to get in there and mix up with Frazier. Here's Peyton. Pulls up, three-pointer.
Good range on that jump shot.
7.
Nice, Trevor McIntosh.
Inside. Too easy on that one outside. Kick it inside to McIntosh. Here's O'Connor.
Beth Page, not going away. Free ball.
Good look by Frazier to the cutter. Slice it to the goal. No good, but look at the Warriors all over everybody. Ahead of the pack. No problem is Rice.
Beautiful outlet pass.
Turnover, running the floor. Inside he goes. Fournette, lefty, got it. Inside for Frazier. Soft off the glass.
Good job under control that time. Again, start block that shot.
The entry pass to Frazier. Says, no, sir. We're going to go to halftime up by 13. Players like the super sophomore. Inside, they go to Trevor McIntosh. Left that lead down inside of Frazier. Frazier, ball. That's Porto O'Connell. He likes it from the outside. Knocks it down. He's close to 10 for Beth Page. All moving down to McIntosh. Inside the Frazier. Wow. Just too close. Fight underneath. Here comes away with it going up and good.
Reaching down, digging down. A lot of hands in there. Frazier's still working.
Jason Frazier will not be denied.
DeMatha High School, Maryland. And up, Richard.
Oh, yes.
Trailer. Yes, sir. Trevor McIntosh.
Beautiful way to wrapping it off to McIntosh. Maxie Rose doing a nice job. Nice outlet pass to Rose. And then the unselfish play right here. And the strong finish.
He picks up Price, so he dials 9. Goes off to McIntosh. He tries to go back to Frazier. Inside. Two-hander. Night it out that time. Down low, cleaning up for McIntosh. He goes up. Frazier. Go to work here. They lead in a big way. Fun.
Nice pass by the big fella.
Running the floor. Comes out to Swanson. He pulls up. Got it. Price pulls up.
Nice touch by Price at the time.
So there'll be no secret. There's a steal by Richard Peyton. Peyton is up and in.
Guess what?
Tyshon Jones explodes to the goal. Business though, they had to get through Long Island. To the rack, finishing.
Nice give and go. Finishing the game off right there.
One of the great careers Long Island has seen. Jason Frazier's Long Island career comes to an end.
What a career. Legend. Put him on the Mount Rushmore of New York.
We're down here on the floor with Coach Jack Agostino from Amityville. Coach, you've been here a lot. I mean, you're 3-time defending champs. You won a big one yesterday, beating a tough Beacon squad. How's your team coming into today?
I'll tell you what, they're really excited about playing. You know, no matter what, it will be a historic event here. Either Glens Falls will be the first time ever for them, or it'll be the 4th time no other school's ever done that.
In Glens Falls, New York. Tip is controlled by Amityville. And rebounded under there by number 15, Derek Deloney. And he gets it up.
In space, I think they create for themselves as Michael Van Scoy from 3.
Michael Van Scoy. Peyton off Harris. Being chased by Van Scoy. Up and in. Rich Peyton will finish it off. Underneath the Price. Price is definitely their first option, and that's why right there. Ball controlled by Peyton. Up to P.J. Smith. P.J. Smith with a nice left hand. Up and in. Van Scoy with a long NBA 3. Oh, my.
He's kept him in the game as he goes on a back cut. Alley-oop.
Oh, beautiful back. As Mike's played against his type of talent all year long as number 30, Mark Johnson scores. Finished by 33, Craig Stewart. Oh, my, there's a long 3 by P.J. Smith.
Van Scoy in the same situation as
Andrew Parsons will score up and in. This is A.J. Price underneath. Good. A.J. Price is clearly a go-to player. Shot when it's there. Patrick Kelly. Good pass. This is Van Scoit. He'll finish. Up and in. Michael Van Scoit. Position from the top of the key. Van Scoit with a long three. Good. And I think it's just that they're just jumping over the top. These kids can jump. Oh, foolish foul. So used to moving on the run. There's a good, strong move down there.
20 points ahead or 20 points behind.
In front, son. P.J. Smith with a steal. Up and in. Amityville's defense is there. A solid defensive team. It's taken 33-23. And, I think he had it over the top. They're not going to call it. I'm telling you. Holy moly, they're quick. Kelly didn't even have a chance. Johnson is fouled from behind. Shot clock will be turned up, but I don't think it makes a difference to these guys. A.J. Price will up and finish. Amityville leading 38-23, Dan, as we get ready to start the second half. And there's a rebound by Harris. Finds Van Scoit all alone, and that's what they do best. We talked about it at halftime. They got an answer. And that answer is right there. Number still 13. This is Parsons. Good move by Andrew Parsons. Shoots and misses. Rebound underneath by number 30. Up and in right now. And it's worked. Oh, you can't let him go by you, son. Ooh, Andrew, when you're in the zone, you don't tend to box out as well. Oh, look at that move by Price. Oh my.
For Patrick Kelly, so respect the game and their opponents.
Oh, Harris with an NBA three. Here's a long shot by number 12, A.J. Price. Rebound underneath because the worst thing that can happen is they win with a 6-point lead. A.J. Price with a three. Good.
Oh, my goodness. Hard. And then he's got to give it up.
Almost a college atmosphere. This place is mobbed. There's well over 6,000 fans here from the Civic Center. That's number 11, P.J. Smith. They're in the Amityville team that you can let go. A.J. Price, I tell you, tremendous, as free as he'd like to right now.
Well, Glenn Sprouse has gone back to the man-to-man.
Yeah, and there it is. I don't know if he gets the credit he should, but he has the ball in his hand, bringing the ball down the court.
Another great coaching move.
Pull-up jumper by Price. Good. Heat Stewart.
Here's the run out.
And this will be an easy bucket right here by A.J. Price. Tremendous teamwork down there. I think he's going to settle for the three. He does. Misses. Oh, great follow-up under there by Burvine. Up and in. To get your kids prepared and focused for a game. Oh, big long three out there by P.J. Smith.
Got 2 points. The Glenn Sprouse bench was applauding that.
Civic Center. And there it is. Amityville from Section 11 is your New York State Public High School Class B champion. And Dan, they've done it 4 times in a row. Congratulations to Coach Jack Augustino.
4 consecutive years. Coach, I'm assuming it doesn't get old.
Oh, no, come on. This is a great atmosphere to play high school basketball. Like I said in the pregame, the fans here and the people here, the community, the Queensbury Hotel, they treat you like you're a star. And that's why it's the greatest atmosphere to play basketball.
The New York State Federation Class B Championship. The Stewart, guarded by Hauser, backs his way in, turns, no foul, and he hits the bucket frame. P.J. Smith penetrating, no-look pass and a beauty. Mark Johnson the finish. O'Connor looking inside, a beautiful cut to the basket.
So they really want to win it because opportunity's knocking.
Oh, you saw P.J. Smith pick the pocket of Montefiore, and that's what Amityville does so well. Go to Price baseline, throws it off to Smith, open for the jumper, and he loves this court, stripped away by Smith. Down court, A.J. Price will put it up and in, his first 2 points of the night.
Too much.
Inside Naraki, turning, posts up beautifully, but for that shot. Down the other way, A.J. Price will score. P.J. Smith recovers. No look pass, open Morrow, and he hits the shot too. Amityville takes it away. Down court, Tony Smith the finish. Off the nice. They've had a drought here. From the corner, Burbine, bullseye. A.J. Price will finish and gets fouled. Oh, that's a killer, Eddie. Be on top of that ball. Montefiore for 3. Bullseye. P.J. Smith. Price will launch one. Bullseye. 3, 2, 1. Count if it goes. And exclamation point to end the burn pass.
For the real fourth tradition. There's that, see the head fake in the jump I told you about? The defense.
Towards to Montefiore. Inside, Dreyer goes up, got it. The officials, Smith read it, intercepted, down to Mark Johnson. Price lays it off, and Stewart the finish. And missing, ball kept alive. Naraki, the opportunity buck is Payton. Off to P.J. Smith, got it up. The putback is good by A.J. Price.
Here, it's been a great weekend.
Hauser for 3, got it. Rocky, he'll take a 3 here, got it. A.J. Price nearly stolen. Loose ball, can't get a shot off, and Chaminade has cut a 12-point deficit to 1 as we head to the 4th quarter. Lobs it now to Houlihan. Inside, Naraki turns, no foul, They take the lead. They got to do something to get AJ a good shot. AJ off a screen, answers right back like the star. He wants the ball inside. They lob it inside. Got good position, and Chaminade takes the lead. They lead by 2, and Hulan makes it a 4-point game. Price driving baseline. Fouled as he tried to finish. And right now he's 4 for 4 at the line, 5 for 5. And the lead is 2, Eddie, 49-47. Tough non-league schedule. Stolen away by Price. Price to the hole. It's a 2-point game. Tie here at 51. 2:38 to go. Price pulls up for the lead. Yes! Big shot, Smith. Early drive to the hoop, lays it up and in! And we're tied at 53. Price trying to take the lead, he does. Stewart knocked away by Hurley, recovered by Smith, drives and lays it in. Up on their way back with defense to take a 57-54 lead. And A.J. Price with it, 30 seconds to go. Bodies fly, Price gets it back and puts it in. Yes, that time Chaminade got turned around, making it now, and here's P.J. Smith off the glass, and that should do it for him. And this one ends in an 8-point ball game. Amityville wins their 2nd State Federation championship.
Today it's the Long Island Class A title tilt. A.J. Price.
You know, there's certain guys, when the lights come on, they're ready to show their stuff. And when the lights come on, A.J. Price is the best player on Long Island. There's nothing he can't do on the basketball floor. He'll take his talents to UConn and play for the Huskies.
The champs, Darrell Young, Mark Johnson, Craig Stewart, 2 monsters on the window. And what a backcourt with A.J. Price and P.J. Smith. In his 17th year as coach of Amityville, Jack Agostino, Jerry LeGuadis. Beaver used to do for Southside and St. John's. A.J. Price.
In 7 games, and he's the guy that handles the rock at the point.
P.J. Smith, his first 2 of the game. Darrell Young pushes it over the timeline. Bounce pass inside Craig Stewart.
Contingent.
Castro. Castro, pull up, 15-footer. Oh, 3-on-2 for Southside. In the middle, Simoneski rolls out. Alex Anderson will get called for the rebound. Price, pull up.
Just look at the look he gets at the rim because of the elevation before he releases.
Nate Smith, batted away by Mark Johnson, recovered Smith. Anyone remembers his uncle as A.J. Price knocks down another 3. You're looking at a guy, A.J. Price, that at any one time knows he could take over a game. From NBA 3. A.J. Price's 3rd trifecta of this first quarter. He now has 11.
General basketball fans come out as Warriors.
Simoneski pushing, Cole the 3. High low, Mark Johnson. Simoneski, the cutter is Anderson, off the spin.
Anderson, the wherewithal, he's not going to go straight.
Nate Smith. To Castro for 3.
Oh, it's his world now. Excuses that they shoot the ball well, Carl. They work on it.
Finish, rebound tap, off the double pump and convert. Oh, P.J. Smith, what a look to Mark Johnson. And the foul.
Right there, watch P.J. right here. Watch him first go through his legs, whack to the front. Look at the pass, looks right, looks left, goes right. And most importantly, you got to have a guy who can finish him.
Man of the hour. He's been the man of the hour for the last 3 years.
Jump out on him, Carl. You got to make somebody else in Amityville Beach. Look at the look.
What a great feed to Stewart for Price.
In 1932, watch this look right here. Zip pass right through the heart of the defense. And there, Craig Stewart.
It's a closet. Simoneski
in there.
Simoneski would not go on the glass. It was fought for by Mayers. And then Clinton, another miss. A.J. Price does not miss. He's got 16. That's Frank Bazooka, who's right there. Castro pull up. Nick Castro ties the game.
Standing.
Well, there they are. Check that with the goal. Mark Johnson powers inside. To watch this Long Island Class A championship game. Price with a catch and shoot. Working on Cove. Young for 3.
Darrell Young.
south side because Amityville, if they score, and they do, they're now up.
Yeah, Jack Agostino calls in the microwave instant offense, and here he comes from downtown. He's a catch-and-shoot type player, and you saw it right there.
Simoneski, bullet pass ahead for Nick Castro ahead of the field. And the bench with 3. Simoneski off the duck under. Had to look at 3, takes it to the lane. Batted away again. They couldn't block that one on Anderson. What a great timeout.
Battling now with Johnson.
No one better at the delay, hanging in the air, than A.J. Price has 22. Weak side rebound for Rel Young. Price stepping in. Pull up. Rims out. Stewart to follow. Trip. Off the spin, Simoneski. It was rejected. Away. Ahead of the field, Mark Johnson.
That's a good job by Johnson, too, Coach.
Anderson. Price, his own miss. A.J. Price, 24 points. P.J. Smith ahead of the field with a burst. To the rack.
Oh, man. Explosion by P.J. Smith. 10-point deficit for Southside. Look at P.J. Smith. First, he goes by Simoneski, and there's the second defender coming. And just a soft left hand by the senior southpaw.
P.J. Smith. Head to Mark Johnson. 2. He got it inside to Johnson, and Johnson follows as a 5, but he got his miss. Throws it right back up and in. He's a junior. To Price. Look at the vision to Johnson against Castro.
About Southside in the year 2003-2004.
With 48.5, why not let Jerry D'Angelo be proud of what your team did? A.J. Price, his final game on Long Island as an Amityville Warrior. He'll take it upstate and hope to get 2 more in another state championship. Price sits down with 24. And that will do it. Your final score is Amityville 70-62. Another Long Island championship for Jack Agostino and company. Fans love it. There's Debbie Agostino right there in the middle.
Just doing the right thing and keeping his players in line and in check. Talk about basketball.
Hold that trophy up high and proud.
They are the #1 public school on Long Island.
Now joined by A.J. Price, a game-high 24 points. And A.J., how much in your mind, if at all, did it go through your mind that this, regardless of today, was going to be your last game on Long Island?
Yeah, you come in and you know that you want to go out with a good performance for the fans and for yourself. And I'm grateful at Long Island. It's so good to me, and I love playing here.
AJ, you've been on some great teams here in Amityville in the last 3 years. You guys have closed the whole deal. Talk about this team, though, and the prospects now. You launch yourself into the state semifinals. You know you're a couple of wins away from being a state champion once again. But talk about this team and how you guys have come together and what you expect when you head up to Glens Falls.
Well, I expect us to win. That's our goal. That's been our goal from day one. I've been saying that we want to win a 5th state championship and make history.
Hey, before I let you go, though, say something about your coach, Jack Agostino. I mean, this guy, 17 years, and he plays a lot of roles for you guys. He's like a mentor. He's like a friend. He's like a coach. He's a disciplinarian. Just talk about Jack for a second.
We love Jack, man. Jack is the best coach, one of the best coaches I had so far in my life. I love Jack.
Our proudest moment is probably winning the Long Island Championship with a very young coach.
Going to the States. Amityville, they know who we are. Like, we rock stars as kids. Like, you know, that was dope.
He definitely was a player's coach. He related to his players. He related to, you know, who we were, you know, and he tried to use our tools individually and use them the best fit for the team game.
Oh man, me and Ag we're pretty close, man. So not too many bad moments. To be honest. I think the reason why there wasn't a lot of bad moments because we had a healthy respect for one another. You know what I mean? I don't think we were really fighting for any type of power position. We respected each other. We were able to communicate with one another, and I think that's what helped us to be successful.
My best moment is easy. So Coach Ag came to me my sophomore year, and no. He came to, it was junior, because he's hitting me in my chest, and he's like, "You're not serious." And I'm like, "Coach, I don't get in trouble in school. I'm a B student. What's your problem?" He's like, "You're not serious." Long Island, again, that chip, and this is what made Amityville the way we are in Amityville. It was like everyone was against us, and they couldn't. At this point, they couldn't talk about us on a football field or on a basketball court. So then they try to attack our character, and then try to attack our grades, and like, well, they're not a good student, not a good person. And he didn't want that for me because he was hurt. He was speaking out of pain, and he's jabbing me hard and poking me in my chest. So you got to be serious. From there on out, we literally used to fight and argue who had the highest grade, year in, year out. That was like a badge of honor. Like if you made Lower Long Island, or if you got Lower Long Island, or if you had Suffolk Player of the Year or anything like that, that was just as good. Like how hard you'll fight for that. That's how we fought to make academic all-county. And remember, only the highest GPA can make it per team. So we fought each other up and down. We would form little study groups that we had class and you pass the test, and I made All Long Island. I made academic all-county, and I was the only player in Coach Ag at that time. He said in 15, 16, 17 years coaching, where they asked to see my report card on top of that. That just goes to show you. So he never had to show a report card before, but for me, they wanted it. And that was my proudest moment because he challenged me. And in first grade, what most people don't know, and a lot of people are hearing for the first time when I say right now, they said, Rich, I'll never speak to you, I'll never read, I'll never comprehend or do math past a 12-year-old. That's why I was so proud. And I got academic awards in the Big East after that. But however, the point is, that was my most proud moment.
I have a visual that does stick out in my head very vividly. During one of our playoff runs at Stony Brook, we won a tough game. And I remember in the Newsday, it was a big picture of me and him walking off the court arm in arm. And I'll always remember that because that was my guy, that still is my guy. And it showed, that picture was worth 1,000 words. I still have the picture in my home to this day. But that was one of my proudest moments with Coach Ag.
So many. Man. I would say probably just the States, man. I was on the bench for that one. I didn't really play much, but I got sick the day before, got food poisoning, but we're upstate. But coming together as a team, like just knowing what the team went through that year in terms of suspensions, players being ineligible, like all of those things, and we overcame the odds, and showed that regardless of what adversity you face, there's still about the next man up. And I thought we did a great job of preparing for that. So just to see that come, full circle at the end of the year, I think that was the proudest moment I had on the court.
One of our most is Valaris Mitchell. We called him Vala. I forget what our nickname for us, but we gave him a pretty hard time in high school. And he usually played pretty well. We had Richard Taylor, he was a 6'9", he came from Jamaica. We had Jay Joyner, he's probably a 6'7", 2-guard, revolutionary at the particular time, putting the ball on the floor, shooting it. And then, we had Mikey James, of course, shoot from any place, tenacious defender, very smart with the basketball.
I will say Jimmy Lofton. He was probably the best athlete to probably come out of Amityville, but no one would know because he went to jail his senior year. And because of that, we lost the states, but he was our backbone. Lead the team in rebounding, lead the team in scoring, almost lead the team in assists. Like, he was just so good, and he was like the toughest person ever. And he had everybody's back. Like, at any given time, if you say you got a problem, he got a problem. And so he always gave us that comfortableness also. And we had a big man, Rich Taylor, that was just as good as any big man, but he really didn't get the opportunity to be seen by other schools and, just didn't get the chances that other schools get. They didn't really take us serious. They take Amityville basketball serious now. I had James Jones, P.D. Jones, that was my backcourt mate. That was my boy. That's my best friend. Jay Joyner, Jay Joyner could have been one of the All-American. He was an All-American, coming out of high school. And I think he was a top player. So we had some pretty good talent, man, coming out my year. And then everybody graduated and I was Dolomite.
The
Darrell Moore was actually a kid I ended up playing with at St. Martin's with. Could have been one of the greats. And, he lost himself a little bit growing up. I see him today, and I still can't forget his smile. Now, secondly was Tim Lamont. He is one of my best friends. He was a grade older. He played with me on those playoff teams. He was a senior that we lost to at Southampton. I had the opportunity to watch really some of the all-time greats, Oliver Hingston, Boyd O'Kelly, and even as college athletes. Whether they were solid academic students, they were obviously great athletes also, but they were good guys, and they always looked out for me. As being the youngin. And Henroy Douglas, another lifelong friend I learned. He was a junior when I was a freshman. He was like my big brother.
Off top is Jason Frazier, no doubt about it. He's well decorated. We know enough about him. What he did, he allowed us to be athletes, because even if we got greedy or we got overzealous, we knew that we had the best shot blocker. You know what I'm saying? If not the best, one of the best to come through Long Island. So he will erase any mistakes that we would made. So just having him back there, rebounding, shot blocking, intimidating, it changed the way that we functioned out there. We can get a bit more aggressive just because you have that piece in the middle of the floor dominating. Eugene Nottingham was big time. He's one of the best athletes, two-way sports guys that we had on Long Island. Just a naturally strong, fast, gifted athlete. He had a real Dwayne Wade style to him, to where he almost looked out of control, but he still was in control. Falling a lot, making trick shots, guarding, just a stat stuffer, man, and a big shot maker. And we would a lot of times put him on the best perimeter player, and he would accept the challenge. So we had a lot of different guys that could defend, but he was one of our better guys, man. And he made our team a bit more versatile. Billy Kretz, he came up so big for us in our run to get out of Long Island to go upstate. AJ's big time, but he came in right after me. But he's one of the top guys to do it from Amityville, hands down, all the way through. But we know AJ's big time. AJ's an epic player, bro.
So memorable. So here's the thing. Number one, it'll be Trevor McIntosh. That was my best friend. He passed away, so that's what that was. That was my best friend from when we were in 6th grade. And he's the one he introduced me to my wife. That was his cousin. So that's my boy. Max Rose, also. It was the three of us. We were three best friends. Tristan Smith, Eugene Nottingham, in terms of all the guys that we played with. And I know it sounds crazy because people be like, you played with AJ. Remember, AJ was a sophomore. He would be right up there with them. But Eugene, again, another football player that could play basketball, but he could have played on a Division I level. He was good.
Well, winning that first Federation, triple overtime, Max Rose making that play is just something that jumps off the page for me. But it's hard to deny being state champs for the first time with Billy Kretz in his senior year. And that was 2000, the first time ever. And really the biggest game that in my coaching career that will never be forgotten is beating LeBron James.
Jason Frazier, obviously. Like I said, he was a superstar. I got to see him on and off the court, how he lived, how he carried himself. So I had all those things going for me. Jason Frazier was a top 10 player in his class in the nation. Tristan, Billy Kretz, Eugene Nottingham. When I did my research on Mikey, a lot of the guys told me, you were probably better than Mike in high school. They're saying that about myself. You were probably better than Mike. Mike wasn't as talented as you. But the guys used to tell me, what he had on you? The work ethic. Nobody worked harder than Mike James. That's one thing that I've always took from him, and I applied it to myself. I got to watch and see how the Amityville culture, how they carried themselves, what they did. These guys were winning, like I said. So those are the guys I remember that stood out in my mind.
Man, Max Rose, all around probably the best athlete to come through Amityville. Tristan Smith, Jason Frazier, AJ Price, in no order, because these dudes are all number one. And honestly, I would throw Billy Kretz in there, man. A lot of people would say, why? Well, my thing is you need one token white boy, but that white boy added value. And he brought that aura to the team, like, hey, we're gonna be the best. Here's why, but I'm gonna show you too that because I'm a slow white boy that might not be able to jump, I'm gonna do everything possible to make sure this team is in the best situation.
So not necessarily a piece of advice, but Ag and one of my friends who chose a different path when we were growing up. But before he chose that path, we were going to 5-star camp. Coach was taking us to 5-star camp. So we were going to 5-star, and we were headed upstate, and we were at a rest stop. So we see this juvenile detention bus headed upstate. And he turns to us and he says, are you guys, because we're from Amityville, of course, high crime rate, are you guys gonna be on that bus? And it was kind of prophetic because later on, I ended up okay, even though I had some bumps in the road, but my friend ended up inevitably being on one of those buses, those detention buses being taken to upstate. And that was probably the most profound thing. And still, even as an older man, it still strikes me, that particular conversation.
Don't be silly all the time, silly sophomore.
Probably shoot. He gave me the confidence there. He knew if I missed the first, I was definitely shooting again.
You always just tell me to just stay true to myself, in a nutshell. He said, really, really, really don't shift so much outside of you. And I think that hit home with me a lot because I'm pretty reserved. I'm not a super rah-rah guy. I get hype, you know what I'm saying? But there's some guys that stay hype and you hear them talk loud and everything like that. So that's always assumed to be leadership. But you can be a leader within your own personality.
He did a great job on selling us on playing together as a team and selling us as playing hard, like even down to the little drills, like to earn your stripes, if you will. Think about that. Talented team, multiple people could play very well. Other schools begging for them, and they're trying to earn their stripes. They're trying to prove themselves, taking charges, playing man-to-man, full court, playing hard the whole entire time. These are the things. It's the little intangibles that he sold us on, and he got us to buy into that.
I think recruiting-wise, when we were dealing with schools, he always used to tell me you got to go where you're wanted. Go where they want you. Who wants you the most? That's where you got to go. Go where you're wanted. He never steered me in the direction of a school per se. Go here, I like them. Go here, I like them. You always used to tell me you got to go where you're wanted. And that always stuck out.
One of the things he always taught us was school comes first. Regardless of what we do on the court, we're gonna have some success, but being a better student than an athlete is gonna take you further in life because sports is an experience and not a career.
I said a successful season is only one, state champs. And I just knew because of their talent level. We were very motivated. We had the most talent, so when you have the most talent, the goal has to be pretty high.
That's it. We ain't going into we going into the season, man, we thinking we don't lose. Like, I was just telling Pete, I was telling someone else the other day also, that I think the best talent in New York State comes from Amityville. I said, across the board, from speed, from athleticism, from strength, from toughness, because the one thing that they failed to forget is our neighborhood creates a mental toughness in all the kids around. So all the kids know how to fight. You gotta know how to fight. You gotta be tough if you say you went to North Amityville High School. Like, that's not even a question. So if you know you went there and you know you survived there and you wasn't bullied, that means that you was tough. And that was just something that was a given. If you coming from a new school, the first thing that Amityville is going to test is your toughness. And so this is the thing that separated us, because no matter what sport we played, we always had this right here, because this was a given.
It was very competitive just individually in Amityville. You know what I'm saying? Me better than you, I want more, I want to have more, I want to have better. So when it came to athletics, it didn't matter. You didn't want anybody to beat you. And then if it were you and a bunch of people from Amityville together, you definitely didn't want to lose. And sports was the most profound aspect of that particular philosophy from our hometown.
Expectations were always held high, regardless. I think we just knew it that we were complementary players at that time, starters, but we did all the little things to help our team win.
Championship or bust mentality. Jason Frazier was now a sophomore, and Jason Frazier was pivotal for us. But at this time, Jason Frazier wasn't the Jason Frazier that everybody knows. He was coming into that because we knew it. We knew he was going to be big time, but the world didn't know he was going to be big time like that yet. So we used to have talks with this young man, and he didn't like it at all. He used to feel disrespected. The reason we used to have talks with this young gentleman is like, you are pivotal for our run because you changed the game inside the paint by with your length and your defense and your rebounding at this time. But we can't have you on the ground. You know what I mean? You got to toughen up, boss man. He would get. But we would stay on him. And then you started seeing the shift starting to be coming in the middle of the season. And then we give him props like, bro, that's what we talking about. That's where we started to become a championship team. Because we started early in the season, like, bro, we got to have this. Like, we there. We the team. This is our year. And fast forward, that was definitely our year. We got it done.
Our parents would start the year and find out when the championship game is for Glens Falls, and would take off from work ahead of time at the start of the school year.
Expectation was to win. We had one of the best players in the country. Regardless of us being a small public school, we had that in our back pocket.
Gary Charles calls me and he says, Mike, Duquesne is coming to Roosevelt Park on Sunday. You better, he said your A better be there on time. You better not be acting like you scared, and you better show them something. I said, wait. What's Duquesne, first of all? Like, what do you mean Duquesne? He said, Duquesne. I said, okay, is it Division I? He said, yeah, it's Division I. I said, what division is it? He said Atlantic 10. I said, oh, okay, that's not bad.
St. John's was around the Panthers a lot because, they're the Big East. I really wanted the Big East basketball. But as St. John's started coming around more, it's like, man, that's the home team. They play in the Garden.
I'll tell you this, with Villanova, I had three schools. St. John's was the fourth school, but when it really came down to it, when I was ready to make a decision, it was North Carolina, Louisville, Villanova. Villanova, what stood out on my recruiting visit, I'm very low maintenance. I like to have fun, and I'm big on the people that I'm around. I really enjoyed myself on a recruiting visit.
Villanova was coming to recruit AJ. Jack Agostino made a call and said, hey, I have a football player not being recruited. What are the chances that we can send some film up and you guys take a look at him and maybe it's an opportunity to play at the Division I level. Villanova was a culture shock, going from Amityville basically being predominantly black to predominantly white now institution, prestigious university. And then, from there got a chance to sign on as an undrafted free agent in the NFL and played 9 seasons.
I think it was very smart with the basketball. I made a pretty good decision with the basketball. But again, if I would have loved it more, I probably could have done more with it.
I've always had this type of mindset that this game was going to be my way out. This game was my dollar and my dream. And I refused, before I give anything else an opportunity or a chance, I'm going to give this 110%.
The guy lined up across from me, I'm going to outwork him no matter what. And that's what our team made sure that we did, game in and game out.
My thing was, I'm one of those guys, you challenge me or you say I can't, not only what I will do it, I'm going to do it better than that has ever been done before, or at least I'm going to try.
Not to seem cocky or brash, arrogant, I've always been the biggest believer in myself because I know what the work that I've put in all my life, literally. Workaholic when it came to basketball. I could never get enough basketball. So I was always working, I was always playing, always trying to get better. So I knew for a kid my age, I was better than most.
I just had a passion for it. I just happened to, like I said, to be a defender that, was going to go play the best offensive player on the other team. And not saying I was going to do a great job, but, Coach Egg seen something in me that literally put me in the best position that he thought was best for the team.
Just building those lifelong relationships. It really is my life.
Amityville is foundational, and what I mean by foundation is, as an athlete, you're always under scrutiny. There's always somebody watching. There's always somebody that didn't go to camp or didn't have the opportunity that you had that was better. So you always had that on you, and if you didn't believe in your particular skill set, or if you weren't willing to fight for that particular skill set, then you would lose. And when you would lose, it was not a good thing, and people would always remind you that you were a loser. And you never wanted to be that in Amityville. So you would do anything not to be a loser. And it translated to sports more than anything that I've been a part of.
I use the term colorblind. I mean, that's really what it was. I mean, genuinely, we looked out for each other like brothers, because we were brothers. And lifelong friends were made from these moments from childhood. And, and that's the honest to God truth. I mean, we did not see this or that. We'd eat dinner at each other's houses and Friday nights in my grandmother's house and grandparents' house, and double dating or whatever it may have been. I mean, we were together always, and that was the beauty of it. We did get along on and off the court.
Amityville means a lot to me because that's the place that raised me, and I'm very thankful. I'm very proud, and I wear it proudly. And I can't say enough about my neighborhood. I'm very thankful to be from there, for sure.
A functioning, dysfunctional family, but in a good way, where, again, you had your arguments and fights, but we all know we were Amityville.
We had some good people around us in our corners who paved the way for what I was able to accomplish later on in life. But my parents been here since 1979, so this is all I've known. I've been fortunate enough to live in one house. One of my sisters went through Amityville. My brother graduated in the class of '98. So, I'm an Amityville Warrior at heart.
Resilient.
Achievers.
Epic.
Legacy.
Pride.
Warriors.
That program.